Right then, we've seen Joshua Zirkzee in a Manchester United shirt now a couple of times. We saw him hit the net on his debut, and we're hoping he starts to find the net a little bit more frequently. But I thought we'd have a look at 5 things that we've learned about him since we've started seeing him in a shirt. Now, first up, dynamic. He has instantly proven himself to be a very dynamic footballer. Now, I know you're sitting there going, pretty sure my telly works, Steve. Dynamic, really? Well, he's not Rashford quick or Garnacho quick. He's not that obvious blistering pace kind of guy, but he does have a number of qualities. His ability to turn up the heat, certainly mid-move, change of pace is a big reason why I think we've started so well. If you watch his movement in the final third, he really evades markers and attention, both inside and outside the box, and he uses it to sort of escape someone marking him, and that's why he drifts inside the area so effectively. He's got a strong shot on him, and that will serve him well if he receives the ball in or outside the box. Also, his dribbling has not let us down. Now, we thought this is a guy that's going to carry it into the final third, and he does that. He takes the ball forward, he takes on his man. It's still early days. His per 90 completed dribbles are 1.79, and that doesn't sound like a lot, admittedly, but it puts him in the 93rd percentile of players in his position. Number 2, link-up play. Now, the most positive and obvious aspect of Zirkzee's game is just how, since joining us, he has been gelling with the team. And there is room for improvement, and I think goal scoring is probably the main area for improvement, but it's the kind of improvement that comes with more time, more training, and more match sharpness. Zirkzee brings those around him into the game, and his way of doing it by dropping deeper and finding runners around him has really helped us look as effective as we have done, and top the table of number of missed chances, big chances missed. Nice one. He seems to have an eye for the right pass. We originally thought that Holland was going to do something similar to Zirkzee in terms of bringing others into play. And by no means is he bad at linking play together, but he's just much more accustomed to making those runs in behind and leading the line in a manner that you would expect of a striker traditionally. Zirkzee seems to do that extra work in between the lines a little bit. He's called himself a 9.5, and I get what he's on about. There's almost like a Harry Kane-esque frustration about how he wants to sort of get behind the play and move the ball in front of him. And if he's paired with someone that's going to be continually getting ahead of the ball, I think it can be quite potent. You can be a little limited if you've got, if you had 2 wingers like Ahmad and Zirkzee was leading the line, you wouldn't have the penetration. But if you've got players that are looking for different kind of things in the way that they sort of play the game, it can be incredibly effective. The bottom line is he wants to be involved and he wants to advance the play around him. And he could be a real big reason why our wingers have suddenly started to step up a little bit this season. Listen, I know that you know, that I know that you know, and we all know what Manscaped is all about. It's about trimming your hedges, about keeping your gear in check. But listen, they've gone one better. There's no more mixing up your face trimmer and your ball trimmer. They have got the beard and balls bundle. They've got the lawnmower 5.0 for the downstairs business, and they've got the beard hedger for the moneymaker up top. That's right, separate tools for separate jobs. So sort your life out. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Howson, that's HOWSON, at manscaped.com. Listen, nobody wants to see your bits looking like a bad Team America beard. Fix it up, look sharp, stop butchering yourself while you're at it. It's 20% off and free shipping with the code Howson at manscaped.com. Get it done, and someone might want to touch your cock. Number 3, finishing. He's only scored 1 goal, obviously. And it definitely could and probably should have been more. Can we criticise him for that? Yeah, I think you probably can. I think that would be fair. I think his tendency to get on the end of chances is one of the reasons why he's so highly valued in the current United side. And I think on a long enough timescale, it'll even out. He'll start to score the goals he's expected to score. We didn't see a player that was missing chance after chance when we was looking at him prior to him coming in. So I just think it's just been a little bit of bad luck, actually. And I'm sure they'll start to fly in. Don't necessarily see him scoring 25 or more goals in a season. I just don't think he's going to be on the end of stuff that frequently. But, he's had a hell of a lot of shots so far. So, in 5 appearances, 8 shots, 5 of those are on target, only one of them being a goal. You would expect him to score 1 or 2 more, I think, from the opportunities that he's had. But while I think it's fair to say he should have scored 1 or 2 more, I'm liking the opportunities that he's either helping to create or get on the end of. Number 4, Zirkzee or Holland. Now, the introduction of Zirkzee has created competition in the squad, and actually, United are building a squad with a couple of players for every single position. It's not without its weaknesses, but that's what they're clearly trying to do. And I think Holland struggled with his injuries quite a bit last season. We couldn't really do anything about it because his backup was Anthony Martial. Now, having a striker that's a different way of playing, like Zirkzee, waiting in the wings to take his chance, has been pretty good for us, actually. And it also means that while Zirkzee's playing well, even if he's not scoring, he's contributing to the team. There's no, desperation to get Holland back into the team when he is still injured in a manner that we would have seen for sure last season. Can you imagine if we didn't have Zirkzee in the side at the moment? It'd have been Wheatley, or we'd have been trying to shoehorn Bruno into that sort of role. And it just doesn't work, does it? It'll be easy, I think, for Holland to reclaim his starting spot if he comes in and he starts scoring. He's going to be given that opportunity. What's interesting then is, how do they play together? Or, if Zirkzee goes on and starts scoring, does Holland even get back in? It's going to be very interesting to see who starts scoring more goals and who starts creating between the two. And if we see an adaptation of Holland's play, maybe it's entirely team orders and not just the nature of Zirkzee. Either way, it's going to be interesting to watch how this develops, I think. And number 5, I think he's stepped up. I think whatever you want to say about Zirkzee, he's instantly taken to his role. He's instantly stepped up a very important time of the season. It helped that he scored on his debut, probably settled him in, probably got rid of a few nerves. And even though I don't think he started off flying, I think he's been solid and he's laid the groundwork for a real good debut season. And I think as soon as the goals start coming, we'll see him relax again. And if he keeps doing the basics right, keeps making the sort of impact that he's having in the build-up and in the final third, I don't see any reason why Zirkzee can't be an important player for United going forward. Now, like I said, I have my doubts whether or not he's a 25 or 30 goal a season guy, and I do think we do need somebody to be a 20 or 30 goal a season guy, but that doesn't mean he can't contribute. And I think he's contributing, and the way he's contributing is nice. So, excited to see how this develops. Very excited to see how him and Holland sort of mesh together, because I think that's going to be very important for us. But real solid start from him so far. In fact, all of the signings that we've made so far, I've not really seen a lot of Ugarte, but Mazraoui, De Ligt, Zirkzee, they've all done nice since they've come in this year. And, United are in a good spot. As soon as we start scoring goals, we're going to be a problem. Anyway, cheers for tuning in as always. Let us know your thoughts about Zirkzee in the comments below. Do you think he'll play with Holland, or will it be an either-or situation? I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.